and we shall get on to learning German today. Go to the window scene, and then it should pop up soon if I can just click. Was it this one? I'm pretty sure it was this one. Yes, it was. Okay. We're just gonna read through the stuff on this website, learninggermanonline.org, just because they, seem fairly legit. I don't know what org is responsible for making this website, but, it was either this or Duolingo. And I did not feel like paying for something like Babbel, which in theory should be pretty good, but I just don't have the shishing for it. And I don't think it's inherently necessary either. So, let's see what this says. Blah, blah, blah. Learning tools. Yes. You can find links to hundreds of free learning resources covering all aspects of language development. Whether you want to learn some basic phrases, brush up on your German grammar, or develop language skills to become fluent in German, everything is here for you, and it is free. Likewise, if you seek information on moving to Germany for study or work, you may as well find it here. That's right, they do have apparently information related to moving or studying in Germany. So if that's, that's definitely not something I'm gonna do, but it is there for those that are interested. Okay. So why German? German is one of the world's major languages. I don't know how major, because they don't really compare it to any other language, but sure. One that will certainly help your chances of a successful career. Well, I don't have any careers, so yippee. Yeah, German is easy and fun to learn. I doubt it's easy. Fun? Maybe. That is, up to the individual, but alright. You can study online absolutely for free, no matter where you are. That much is true, which is why I'm doing it online. It would probably help to acquire a person or two to just start yapping at you in German, and then just you repeat back, and you go back and forth, and you go, oh, what does that mean, good sir? And they're just like, oh, this means this and that. But I don't have that available to me right now. German is the principal language of nearly 100 million people in Europe, more than English or French. Is that true? The largest populations of native speakers live in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg. Sizable ethnic German minorities are still present in European countries including France, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Denmark, Sweden, Romania, Hungary, Poland, and elsewhere. Besides that, there are German minorities living on other continents, including those in Central Asia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Namibia, Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, etc., and North America and Australia. The size of the German economy, the fourth largest economy and the third largest exporter in the world, probably exporting hella vehicles, because that's kind of the only thing I really think they're known for, other than certain things that may not be able to be mentioned. Where was I? Right. Having always been the key in making a German a popular foreign language to learn, makes sense, right? If they're exporters of things. A good knowledge of the German language has become indispensable for many people working in certain technical areas, e.g. mechanical engineering, science and technology, tourism industry, as well as in the classical music industry. As a result, additional 50 to 60 million people around the world have learned German as their their second or third language. I guess I'm a part of that third language folk group. I meant to say group, not folk. I don't know how I'll learn a third language when I can barely speak my first. Moreover, due to population aging results in growing lack of qualified workforce, the German job market is opening up the foreign laborers seeking to fill 2 million job vacancies. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. They say German is easy. German is a member of the West Germanic language branch, which is also includes Flemish, spoken in Belgium, Dutch in the Netherlands, Afrikaans, South Africa, and English. German and English share thousands of words that have common lexical roots, including loanwords from Latin and French. Because of the same lexical foundation, many of the grammar rules in German and English also appear to be similar. Therefore, anyone who has a decent command of English should be able to learn German with ease. I doubt that. Many eyebrow raises are brought to my mind, but we'll take their word for it. Likewise, people who speak Germanic languages, including North Germanic languages, Danish, Norwegian, Swedish, and Icelandic, usually find it easy to learn German. In addition, French speakers and speakers of other Romance languages can take advantage of the Latin-based German vocabulary and Latin influences on German grammar. German is fun to learn. That's subjective. You can't tell me it's fun without letting me learn it myself. That's not how this works. I need to first do it myself, go through it, and then decide whether it's fun or not. Let's see. There are free interactive online courses, German grammar. Every time I see any letter, any word with the letter G, my brain just goes German instead of what it is, which is grammar in this case. Grammar exercises and tests, as well as free videos, lessons for all levels of German speakers, free German textbooks and grammar books in PDF format, free to download, free samples of German proficiency examinations, sophisticated mobile apps for learning languages on the go, and free online translation tools. Also, you can watch German TV, listen to radio online for free, play German games, download free German ebooks. Alright, I know a large part of learning languages these days involves doing a lot of listening. Hail to thee, scary mommy. That is certainly a name. How are you doing? I welcome you. I hope you enjoy yourself here. We're just doing a quick skim through. Skim through? I don't know how to word it. I'm skimming through this little website and hopefully at least learn a little bit. But welcome. How is your day? I hope it's fine. It is a Monday, and I know many do not enjoy Mondays. Doing good? How am I? I'm doing fine and dandy. Had food a little while ago, so don't gotta worry about that for the next couple of hours. Preferably 8. But who knows, I might get the munchies, and then I'll eat some, probably grapes or something. I'm a little nervous, to learn. Nice voice? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That certainly gives me a little bit of an ego boost. I'm just joking with you. But I do feel a little shy when it comes to my voice. Don't feel the manliest around, but that's alright, I suppose. Anyways, sorry, there's gonna be a lot of pauses. I tend to do that a lot. Sometimes there's just gonna be dead air because I gotta think a little bit. What was I saying before? Right, languages involve the learning of languages. I know sometimes involves literally just listening. So that's gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate that into my day, but I'll figure that out. Why it's really pretty, I don't know. I just how does one say this in a way that is understandable? It just makes it no, that's not the way you say it. Words. The words are not wording. I feel like it is not the preferred tone or sound. That's all. Although people do tell me I sound fine, so I'll take the people's word for it. Let's see. Top 3 German learning resources. Goethe Institute. German language proficiency. Examinations. Downloadable. Blah, blah, blah. Online courses, exercises, tutorials, and a German learners discussion forum. Alright. Oh, well, thank you very much for the follow, scary mommy. I do not know if you wish for me to say scary or mommy, or both. Scratch bag, hail to thee. Say something in German to me. Scheiße. Der Eisenreich. Uh, I don't know any other German things. Also, what do you mean ASMR gentle pats? What do you mean, scratch bag? What is this supposed to mean? ASMR gentle pats. Is that what you're doing to me? Am I supposed to pretend you're giving me little head pats? Hmm? Hmm? You don't know? I don't know either. One of us has to know. You can call me whatever, okay, I can call you whatever I feel like? Okay, okay. I'll just call you scary because I'm a little too shy to be calling you mommy. That would just be a little awkward for me. I know full well. You know what, Scratch? You're right. You're right. Absolutely. I know everything. I'm a god. Call them mommy? No. You can't force me, Scratch. You can't force me to do anything. Okay, you could, but it would have to involve money. Dasha Well audio and video lessons with full PDF transcripts, downloadable stuff. And then YouTube, obviously. You know, I didn't think about using YouTube for some reason. With so many free internet resources at hand, you do not need to buy German textbooks or a pocket dictionary, blah blah blah. But remember, in order to stay motivated, you should always try to have fun while learning German online, especially if you have little interaction with other learners. Therefore, make sure you choose those resources that best suit your interests and learning styles. That's gonna be rough. Be it standard courses or innovative learning tools, there are plenty of free choices to keep you excited and entertained on your journey through German fluency. Okay, that's a nice little intro. Guess I'll just go to learn the grammar because what else am I supposed to be learning? Click on the YouTube mark. I'm not gonna click on the YouTube mark yet. I feel like that's something I could use on my own, Scratch Boyo. Also, do I have a Twitter? I assume that's what you mean, Twitter. Not yet. For now, just a Discord. I'll probably be making one once I reach 50 followers, probably. That or before. It depends, really. Depends. Alright, nice. Nice. We're saying nice. I don't know why we're saying nice, but nice. Let's see. Many people, including German native speakers, believe that German is a difficult language. Okay. Why is it that in the prior thing, it's like, oh, German is easy, and then here it's like, German is a difficult language. Even to German native speakers, it's like, it's one or the other. Yeah, Twitter or Discord or whatever other social media you would just like to come back one day, you know? Yeah. I've got a Discord. All you gotta do is just place exclamation Discord in the chat, and it should pop up like this. I think it should work. There we go. Voila. Magic. You're very welcome. I'll have to go to the Discord myself to give you the thing so that you may interact in it once you enter it. But outside of that, it should be all good. Should work, probably. If something goes wrong, just tells me, and I'll amend the issue as best as I can. But I'm pretty sure the invite should still work. Alright, here is German grammar basics. I sort of read through this yesterday, but I don't mind rereading it because repetition is key to learning. So, German uses two indefinite articles, ein, eine, which stands for a or an in English, and three definite articles der, die, and das. That's good. That correspond to the English the. Okay, so they have 3 these, or the, I guess, technically. These is a completely different word. I don't know why I said the. Sadly, it doesn't work. Give me one moment. It should have. I don't know why it doesn't. Let's see. Maybe I just need to switch up. Where do I go again? Server, public, all messages. No, I don't want to mute the server. Okay, here is another invitation. Sorry for interrupting me in my learning. It's no issue. Hold on, I'm gonna post another thing. Okay, that's not working. Come on, Discord. Go easy on me. Your invite link. Okay, edit invite link. Never expire. Generate new link. The Discord can be a bit of a meanie. Yeah, I don't know why it's being rather rude right now. It shouldn't be. I wish it weren't. Okay, disable this because I'm not even showing the Discord on the stream. So, copy. Okay. And then I'm gonna paste it in the chat. Check out if that works. Once you join, I will give you the role that belongs to the viewers, and then you should be able to interact within the Discord. You are very welcome. Scary. Let's just hope this one works. It should, since it's a new one. There we go. All right. Here we are. Add role. And there we go. You have been given the appropriate role. And then things should work. Alright, onwards with the German learning. Let's see. Where were we on again? These articles tell you whether a noun associated with the article is masculine, feminine, or neuter, which I guess means neutral. As all nouns in German have a grammatic gender, but this is not the same as biological gender. For example, man in German is ein Mann and or der Mann. Ein Mann, der Mann. So ein, which is a, and then der, which is the. Okay, I sort of get what they mean. So if it's similar to Spanish. Sort of. I mean, it's kind of the same rules. And so I assume das, right? Das would be, no, einen, eine. I should probably search up how to pronounce these things. But I can do that at some point later on. Okay, for a woman it's eine Frau or die Frau, or die Frau, die Frau. And therefore feminine. However, in most cases there are no signals to indicate which gender or a noun belongs to, and you will need to learn the gender of each noun by heart. Roger. Cases and declensions, not declinations. That's not even a word. The German language uses 4 cases. They are reflected in the declensions of aforementioned articles and certain adjectival pronouns as these change to show the case of the noun they modify. However, the German noun itself does not change much to signal its case. For example, ein and eine can also appear as einer, eines, or einem, while der, die, and das can transform into them, den, and des. Although there are exact grammatical rules for this, you will need to know the grammatical gender of a noun to apply the rules correctly. The plural form of many nouns can differ significantly from its singular form, and in most cases, there are no exact rules to help you with that. You will have to learn the plural form of most German nouns by heart. So basically, get good. Roger. I will have to get good. Formal and informal German. The English you has two forms in German, du and sie, in singular, and ihr and sie in plural. Okay, so both singular and plural, you can just use sie, 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 one of those two pronunciations, I assume. This is important when conjugating verbs that follow these pronouns, and there are precise grammatical rules for it. Word order. German word order is not the same as English, although there are a lot of similarities. The biggest differences is that in German, the verb is always placed at the end of the subordinate clauses. Also, the prepositional part of compound separable verbs, e.g. auf, in the German verb aufstehen, meaning stand up in English, comes at the end of the clause. They're using words that I can read, but words that I don't know what they mean. Clause. Okay, at the end of a clause, you know what? I'm sure we'll figure it out. Grammatical irregularities. German, like English, has grammatical irregularities or exceptions. One such example is irregular verbs, which are often the same in German and English. Okay. Fortunately, these exceptions tend to follow a set patterns, but a certain amount of pure memorization is required. So sing, bring, drink have irregularities, or are irregularities, I suppose. Free German exercises and reference books. There are no shortage of free online resources to teach German grammar. Below, we present the list of those that specifically address grammar issues. Please note that most German courses listed in the section of this website are also dealing with grammar. Okay, Lingolia is a website that primarily focuses on helping its visitors to cope with complexities of German grammar. Exercises at the end of each chapter will reveal whether you understand the rules. However, this resource is also a good alternative for all those who wish to enhance their German vocabulary. German Grammar Day. .d is an internet handbook of German grammar. Explanations are very clear and are all in English. Paradoxically, this site, which is dedicated to German grammar, is also an ideal tool for training pronunciation because of its excellent sound quality. Okay, so sound quality, I assume that means they have little, what do you call it, sound bites or whatever of how you are supposed to pronounce things. German grammar trainer, the Deutsche Akademie offers free grammatical exercises, audio lessons, and downloadable applications for phones. Their courses exercises are suitable for all levels of German learners, and all instructions and explanations are given in English. There are currently 25,000 exercises from 70 German grammar textbooks that are accessible through this website for free. Registration is necessary though. Probably gonna keep these two in mind, mainly. German to Learn Free is a growing collection of more than 2,000 free German exercises focusing primarily on developing German grammar skills. And though there are also some vocabulary building exercises, these materials have been provided for free by different users. Therefore, some may have instructions in other languages than English, like French. You can evaluate your answers online as unregistered users, but to save your learning progress, you will need to register, okay? And I can just make some random little, what do you call it? A random little email or whatever for registration. Enables, okay, Deutsch.info enables visitors free access to grammar section for their site, but you will need to register to get access to their courses and media library. Registrations are free. The grammar section is comprehensive but not too overwhelming to discourage you. You will find there are all the basics you need to know. Okay. Traveling is perfect reference for anyone who wants to learn or brush up on their German grammar. The website may seem a bit archaic, but the most basic grammar rules are not changing that often after all. Okay, so this is just all resources essentially. Verbrito, online application that will conjugate any German verb you type into Eingabebox. I don't know what that means, but sure. I'm sure it'll be useful as well. Let's see. I guess I can check this one out. Open new link. Yeah, confirm selection. I don't want them accidentally just exposing me. Accidentally doxing me. That would not be a good idea. Okay. So we're checking out Lingolia first. Just skimming through it. Get the grips on German grammar. German grammar can be a minefield. Topics range from verb conjugation in all tenses to declension of nouns, articles, adjectives, and pronouns in all four cases through the proposition, sentence structure, and subordinate clauses. Okay, I can click on what these things are even supposed to be. Dependent clauses in German grammar. Dependent clauses, also known as subordinate clauses, or I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what that word is, in German, can not stand alone as sentences. They always depend on an independent or main clause. Dependent and independent clauses are separated by a comma. Pay attention to the word order of dependent clauses. The finite or conjugated verb comes at the end of the clause. Okay, so it's literally... Okay, so it's not literally at the end of the sentence, it's the end of the clause. Okay, tells you the meaning of the word that they have written out right there when you hover over the globe, which is nice. That's a nice little thing to have. What's this? Each something. These like bee looking things are not bees, I know that much. Niet op der Hilft. Okay. And when a dependent clause comes before a main clause, the main clause begins with the finite verb. Verbs doing words, right? So verbs are doing words, I guess. Let me head back. Don't worry for each and every grammar topic, Lingolia has a free article packed with all full of examples along with one free interactive exercise where you can practice the basics. If you want to more practice, you can unlock over 1,000 German grammar exercises for levels 1A through 1C with a Lingolia plus German account. Not sure what level you are or want some tips on where your weak areas lie. Take our free German level test. I literally know nothing except one word, so I'm going to make the educated guess that I am on A1. Assuming that's like, maybe it's reversed. Maybe C is like lower level, right? Because it is. I don't know how they grade this. Maybe I should figure that out before I start making assumptions. Like it or not, grammar is an essential and unavoidable part of learning a language. It gives you the building blocks to express yourself confidently and accurately in your targeted language. So, what are you waiting for? Start improving your German. Yeah. Okay. See below to complete a full German grammar topics. Tenses, verbs, verb conjugation, nouns and articles, pronouns, adjectives, declensions, adverbs, prepositions, and sentence structure. I feel like going with sentence structure, if I can get a solid grasp of that, if I just can know where things are and then learn what those things are, then I feel like that's a good way to start, maybe. I'm not too sure. Let's just read up on sentence structure. Okay. Maybe later. I'll take the test later on my own. Word order in main clauses is very flexible in German. For example, it is quite common for the object to be in the first position in the sentence. Main clauses, negation, dependent clauses, question. Okay, let's read up on main clauses. Main clauses, also called independent clauses or declarative sentences. Why do they have so many names for like the exact same thing? That doesn't make much sense to me. Are clauses that can stand alone as a completed sentence. At a minimum, they include a subject, a verb, and a object, and express a complete thought. Learn everything you need to know about word order in main clauses with lingo, blah, blah, blah. Okay, word order in German sentences. Simple declarative sentences in German grammar can follow the same patterns as a declarative sentence in English grammar: subject, verb, object. However, because the four cases allow us to see if a noun or pronoun is being used as a subject or an object, we can change the word order of the sentences in German to emphasize different things. The dog catches the ball versus the ball catches the dog. In German, we can change the word order of a sentence without changing the meaning. Der Hound fanged den Ball fanged der Hound. In English, we can't change the word order because it would change the meaning of the sentence. That's a weird little quirk, but alright, I think that's gonna be honestly hard to get in my head, that sometimes you can switch around words or the word order and it still means the same thing. Because in English that would just completely change the meaning of the sentence. The basic rules of word order are: the finite verb is always in the second position of a sentence. The infinite verb forms such as infinitives or past participles participles are placed at the end of the sentence. In many cases, the subject is at the beginning of the sentence. However, in German, other parts of the sentence, such as the object, the place, or the time, can be at the beginning of the sentence. In this is the case. The subject comes after the finite verb. Following format is the correct order for sentence construction in most cases. Let me take this as a chance to sip on some tea. Taking big gulps because I guess I'm just thirsty. My tea's already getting kind of cold. Already. We've barely... I mean, I suppose I've had this thing here for the past hour, so I guess that makes sense. Ah, well. Let's continue on. Position. Okay, subject. Der letter. I don't know what this says. I'm so sorry. My pronunciation of things is gonna be horrendous. Maybe I should have just started with like the alphabet. You know, that would have been a sort of smart thing to do. Start with just how to pronounce letters. You gotta start like babies do, you know? First, well, I guess babies technically first learn by just listening and then parroting, which I can do in my own time, to be fair, so there's that. Man, maybe I should have decided whether I was gonna learn like from scratch instead of trying to learn the more, how would I phrase this, official and or okay, I can't think of how to say this. The more like structural stuff on stream. I think that's how I'm gonna use these streams to try and get a hand on the more official lecturing type of things. And then I'll just learn the more baby stuff or simpler things, quote unquote, on my own, like, you know, parroting and repeating words and whatnot, just to get pronunciations out of the way on my own time. Then I can just come back and be like, hey, I know at least how to pronounce these letters. In theory. That should be quite fine. Okay, so subject, their letter, hat, is the finite verb. Subject, no subject here. Wait, are they doing it down or sideways? I think they're going... Blah blah blah. Gesture. Gestern. Time. I wish I could know what these words are. Hold on. I'll go to my other thing and then just look up I guess I can just do translate, right? Translate so that I can at least learn what these words are. Okay, gestern is yesterday. Indirect object. Dem schooler. Which I think scholar kind of sounds like school. So I imagine it means school. No, the pupil. Okay, so like student, basically. Alright. And then this. Copy that. Paste it there. Der Lehrer. The teacher. The teacher something. The student. Yesterday. The teacher has the student, maybe trying to translate this, one word at a time isn't the smartest thing. Their school. Okay, so schooler. Schooler is the student, and then in their school, right? Then tests, and then whatever the hell this gibberish is right here. That's I'm gonna definitely have to translate that. Back given. Okay, so something about a test being returned is what that sentence says. Them schooler had their letter yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. So the student gave the teacher yesterday in school the test back. Time is gestern, which means yesterday. Find a verb, which is gave. I think that's give. Okay, let's just keep going. Don't forget, when the direct object is a pronoun, it comes before the indirect objective. Then test in. Their lehrer hat in dem schooler gestern blah blah. Okay, the teacher gave it back to the pupil yesterday at school. For advanced learners, besides the basic rules, there are many more possibilities for how to arrange the parts of a German sentence. Relationship between sentences in texts written in German. It's important to connect sentences to each other according to their content. Therefore, the part of the sentences that create this relationship goes in the first position. Dort. Dort is a word. That's a funny word. I'm not gonna lie. I find that word humorous. Dort. That might be my my favorite word of the week. Dort. It reminds me of that poor dog that fell over and made that glorp sound. Glorp? This sentence says, yesterday we were at the museum. There it was very full. Old before new. Something that is already known or is assumed to be known is placed closer to the beginning of the sentence. Unknown or new information is put further towards the end of the sentence. For this reason, when the direct object is a pronoun, it comes before the indirect object. After all, pronouns replace nouns that have already been mentioned or are assumed to be known. All right, that kind of makes sense. Yes. The teacher gave the test, back to the pupil, back to him, the pupil. Yeah, because you're already, it's like if one sentence already mentions what you're talking about, then you don't have to rephrase that. You don't have to say the same thing over and over again. So in is it, so the object, and then im is him, referring to the student, right, the pupil. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. The direct object is being used with an infinite article. It must always come after the time and place. Remember that we used the different article ein to mention something for the first time, i.e. something new. The teacher gave the pupil back a test yesterday at school. So einen test. So if it's a new thing being introduced in the text, einen, or I guess technically whichever ein is appropriate, I assume. Okay, emphasis at the end of the sentence. The indirect object, time, and place are interchangeable to really emphasize one of these parts of the sentences, but put it after the direct object. The teacher gave the test back to the people in their school, had their letter Gestern then test Aiden Schooler. Let me reread this part. The indirect object, time, and place are interchangeable. To emphasize one of these parts of the sentences, put it after the direct object. Okay, so this is like the object, the test, and so you want to emphasize that it was given back to the pupil, so you put it afterwards. Okay, I get what that means. Sort of. Whether I remember it or not will be something different. Der Lehrer hat dem Schüler den Test just. I still don't know why I'm trying to actually read these. The teacher gave the test back to the pupil at school yesterday. Okay, so whether you want to, yeah, I guess it depends on just what you want to emphasize. Whether it was to the student or gave the test back at school. Yesterday at school, yeah. Okay. I wonder why you'd want to do one or the other. I mean, I can imagine it in an English text, how that would work. Kind of, so I'm gonna try to, like, obviously extrapolate what I understand from English onto German, but then again, my mind doesn't work the best like that. Still, I will try. Should probably read more. Maybe this would help with me understanding structure. When the direct object, don't forget that when the indirect object is a pronoun, it can't change positions. Time can only come after place in certain cases, for emphasis, and ideally only in spoken language. In written German, it looks wrong because time almost always comes before place. Okay, so the way you speak a thing, sometimes when it comes to time, okay, I can, all right, that's something to keep in mind. Because to be fair, I want to focus less on being able to read and write in the language and more so on speaking it and understanding it, because I feel as though that is more of a practical thing, just to like be able to hear it and regurgitate it, I suppose is it's one way to put it. Online exercises, okay, you can take the test there. For German, with a Lingola Plus account. I'm not gonna get a Lingola Plus account, but it does look helpful. Okay, here's like the grading system. Now we can get a taste of what that is supposed to be like. So A1, okay, I was correct in my assumption that A1 meant beginner. A2 is elementary, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 is advanced. Roger that. Right. We can head back. Negation. Let's see what negation's all about. Alright. Negation or negative sentences in German grammar are formed with the words nicht, not, and kein, no or none. The tricky part is understanding when to use nicht and when to use kein. Or kein, kein, probably kein, something like that, and where to put them in a sentence. Learn about the word order of negative sentences in German and when to use nicht or kein. In the exercise, you can practice what you have learned. Okay, nicht or kein. When we make negative sentences in German, we have to use, okay, you already said that. Nicht is similar to not, whereas kein is similar to not any or not a. We use nicht negative to negate sentences in German. Nicht can place can be placed in different parts of a sentence depending on what we want to negate or emphasize. We use nicht at the end of the sentence with verbs in simple tenses, i.e. the present or past tense. He's not sleeping. Okay. Schlaft, schlaft nicht. But before the full verb, which is a main verb that expresses an action, process, or state, and therefore carries the meaning of the sentence. In compound tenses, i.e. the perfect tense. He didn't sleep last night. Okay, that's different from this because this is he's not sleeping. So present or past tense, or he didn't sleep, which I guess this is technically also past tense, but perfect tense. Oh, hell to thee, Ivan. Sorry, didn't see you there. Was a little locked in reading. Hello, comrade. You can't just drop random German in my chat and help. I just started with the German. Oh goodness gracious, you are funny. Let's just put it that way. How are you, by the way? I hope your day has been going quite all right. Didn't know you knew German. Unless you're just deciding to use Google and just translating it. You're good, and me, I am doing just fine. A little struggling on things here, and thank you very much for the follow, Ivan. Your follow, I should say, is very much appreciated, but you are also appreciated. And welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. Not much has happened so far. It's been mostly me just reading and trying to understand the basic structure of things, although I came to the realization that I probably should have focused on learning how to pronounce the letters first. But I think I'm going to try and do that off stream, if that makes sense. So I'm mainly using this website it's just called learninggermanonline.org because they have a bunch of free resources that I can use, and seeing as free things mean no wasting money, well, what's better than not wasting money? Especially when it comes to something as complicated as language. Although I'll be honest, some of it makes some sense, most of it kind of doesn't. But that's all right. That is just simply the way of things. Right now, I'm just reading through nicht and kein, which is apparently nicht is not. Right? Yeah, it's similar to not, and kein is not any or not a. So I'm still trying to understand that. Let's see. Before the definite article or possessive pronouns used with nouns, he paid for the drinks, not the food. Hat nicht den Essen ba. Okay, so it's kind of in reverse, maybe, when it comes to possessive pronouns. Okay, that's a little... This kind of stuff is gonna get a little confusing for me very easily, especially when I don't know what any of these words mean. Before names and proper nouns. Okay, this is not Udo's car, it's Susie's. So, das ist nicht. Okay, that makes sense to me, because that's very similar to the English, translation. Duolingo. Yeah, Duolingo's a source. I thought about it, but I don't know. Duolingo has been a bit weird in the last couple of years. With, how they decided to incorporate AI into their programs and whatnot. So I'm still not too certain about Duolingo. I still may use it, but like I said, it's a bit of a iffy one for me, personally. I guess it depends on reviews now, because I remember back in the day, Duolingo used to be huge, and You don't really hear much about it these days. Okay, before pronouns, ich habe nicht dich. Okay, I called Petra, not you. I imagine this part means no. I called. Okay, let me look up what this piece right here means. Copy that. And then go to paste it here so that I can gain a little bit understanding. Okay, called you. So dik gerufen is called you. So I imagine that means that the ik habit. So ik, I'm pretty sure is I. It's the habit part that confuses me. Okay. Okay, so that basically means have. So I have not called you. I called Petra. Yeah. Okay. I get that. I get that now. Before adjectives, which is that's not fair. Das ist nicht fair. And then before adverbs, she doesn't like to go swimming. She doesn't. Okay, say that. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Before prepositions. Okay, prepositions are what again? Small words that connect different elements of a sentence and often give information about time, place, manner. In English, they are the words like in, on, at. Okay. So in, on, at, but German. Gotcha. Before. Okay, so I don't live in Berlin would be I don't. Yes, okay, that makes sense. Before, because you have to put it before. Okay, so this is basically the same as in English when it comes to the propositions. Gotcha, gotcha. Note that nicht also always comes before the word it negates unless it is negating a verb. With nouns that don't have an article, you gotta use kein. Kein? Kein. Still need to learn that pronunciation. Ich habe Hunger. Ich habe keinen Hunger. I'm hungry versus I'm not hungry. Okay. I am not. Okay, I am not hungry. Instead of an indefinite article, das ist eine Katze. Das ist keine Katze. Okay, that is not a cat, and that is a cat. And eine, I think, is masculine. No, is that supposed to be masculine? I forgot whether eine is masculine or feminine. I guess cats. I'd have to learn whether cats is masculine or feminine then to learn if this is being used correctly. I mean, obviously it is. You can speak Spanish, English, German, and a little Russian? Well, aren't you just skilled? I assume that Spanish is your first language because of the way you used haha with the J instead of the H. Yes? Gotcha. I know how to speak it better than I know how to read it. Spanish, that is. And for English, it's like a 50-50. I will either be reading things correctly or I will not. I got you. Gotcha. The endings of kein match the endings of the possessive articles. See the table below. Okay. Oh, I gotta worry about the masculine and feminine forms of this as well? Oh, goodness. genitives, datives, accusative. That's like 4 different versions per thing, which is 4, 8, 12. That's 12. I have to learn like 12 different. Jesus, this is a bit rough. That's fine. I'll hopefully learn it eventually. In comparison with Sundern, we can use both Kane and Nicht. Okay, I didn't order coffee, but tea. Ich habe nicht Kaffee. Sonder te besser. Okay, so you can use either in some places that use Sundern. Okay, you can. Okay, so with Sundern you can use both. Okay, so Sonder is kind of like a free card, like a get out of jail free card when it comes to these words. Gotcha. That makes it a little easier. Questions. Also known as interrogative sentences, are used to get information. I know that much. There's 2 different kinds of questions: closed questions, also called yes or no questions, or inked, whatever the hell that is in German, and open questions. Okay, you could have just told me open questions. What did they like decide to put? Usually they explain to you what it is and then give you the well, no, actually, never mind. They do. Okay, I was reading the wrong thing. I thought this part up here was meant to be open questions, and this part down here is for open questions. Also called W questions. Nice. The structure of open and closed questions is different. I understand that, because I'm pretty sure it's kind of the same in English. Maybe. Closed questions, or Entscheidungsfragen in German, are questions that we can answer with the word yes or no. Example: Habe ich dir das Buch gegeben? What the fuck is gegeben? Did I give you the book? Okay, so that's a yes or no, obviously. Is gegeben book then? No, das Buch. I'm guessing book or book right here is book. Gegeben. I don't know what gegeben would be. In these questions, the finite verb comes first, followed by the subject. The rest of the sentence, object, time, place, come in the same order as they would in the main clause. Open questions, or Ergänzungsfragen in German, are questions that use an interrogative pronoun or question word. We cannot answer open questions with yes or no. I mean, unless you want to be funny, I guess. The interrogative pronoun comes at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the finite verb, and then the rest of the sentence. If we're asking about an object with a preposition, the preposition comes before the question word. Mit wem? With whom are you going to the cinema? So this is whom. This would be with. And then for. Yeah, that makes sense, because those are your actual, I guess, question is it's depending on the first word. Fish, pes, fisk, and I can't pronounce that last one, because that last one is written in a way that I don't know what each letter even is. Let me stretch it a little bit. There we go. Typical German question words. The chart below provides an overview of typical questions, words in German, and their usage along with English translations and examples. Where, who. Okay, where is who, wem is whom, but can also mean who, when. Okay, with this to ask about a person. This is detective, object, also a person. Okay, these two are just like a person, but if you want to be fancy, I guess. Accusative. Okay, so this is like more. Yeah, more of an accusation, I suppose. Who gave you the book? Which is more, okay, it's regarding the subject. Indirect object. Who did you give the book? Okay. And then, whom did you see? Okay, was, wasn't. Was is what? Okay. I guess technically. Are W's pronounced as V's? You're playing Where's Waldo? You're scared because Waldo is under your bed. Well, that's kind of odd. He shouldn't be, ideally, under your bed. That seems a little odd. Just a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine, though. Strange thing to kind of just bring about. But that's fine. Subject. Okay, when. Was is what. Wasn't is who. Wo is where. Wohin or wohin. Wo her. From. Okay, to. Where to. Where from. Wann is when. That's gonna be a little bit confusing because well, I guess they're already started switching up the words. Because at first I was like, oh, this is probably a little bit similar, right? Was has a and what has a, so maybe the other words will be like that. It is not, in fact, like that. How, why, what, and which. Welke. Or it can end with an R or an S. Why can it end with an R or an S? Which car do you like better? The purpose of an action. What was that for? So what do you need the scissors for? Wozu, Wolfer. He's saying that you won't find him, that he will find you. Ah, I see. Well, he's already found you if he's saying it. All you gotta do is just do what we all did as kids. We all just hide under our blankets. Help? Listen, there's not much I can do against Waldo. He's an interdimensional entity. Brother can go here and there and wherever else he pleases. Gotta look at something real quick. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Questions with wo. Preposition. Woran, wofer, womit. Fucking womit. Sounds like vomit. Vomit. If in English, we often use what with prepositions in questions. In standard German, we contract wo and the preposition to make wo compounds. We can also use prepositions with was, but that is very colloquial and casual. Mit was, kann ich helfen versus Womit kann ich helfen. Okay, so I assume, even though this is fine, this is just grammatically better for some reason. If the preposition begins with a vowel, we add an R between vo and the preposition. Okay, so if it starts with a vowel, then voran denkst du instead of an was denkst du. Okay. Confusing. There's so much more to learn. So much more. But this is only the beginning. Let's head back to this real quick. I want to see the other websites. This one. I'm fine. Forget that. It does the little pop-up for, do you wish for us to translate stuff for you? Not yet. Let's see what this website has to say. Chapter prologue. The aim of this site, I don't really care. German does not always sound the same. Okay, this is more of what I want to know. Okay, that's a video. I guess I can listen to this real quick. You won't be hearing it because I have the thing on mute for the desktop through OBS, but I'll be able to hear it, probably. Damn, that's loud. Okay, it's in German, to be expected. But the subtitles, you know, I expected to maybe be in English, and they are not. Okay, so this is basically just saying, oh, you know, colloquial stuff. German always does not always sound the same. How something sounds, tastes, or smells depend on also on the condition the thing is in this particular moment. Sometimes one might feel like having an apple and sometimes not. And on top of this, all apples taste different. German sounds differently depending on who is talking. I mean, yeah, that's kind of... I guess literally it sounds different, sure. I don't know why they would need to emphasize that when a child says a word, it sounds different than when a man says a word and when a woman says a word. It's like, yeah, the voices are different. That's what all you're telling me. A kid says this. Okay, we admit that this was not German, but it is more like a universal language. Something that an English child pronounces is probably quite the same a German or any other child would pronounce. That's just a tongue twister. Oh, or a song, I guess. Okay. Okay, I get what they mean, right? Voices are different. Cool, cool. The text is the beginning of a famous song of joy. Freude, Skåner, Gottenfruken, Gotterfunken. This song forms part of the Ninth Symphony of Beethoven and was adopted as the hymn of the European Union in 1986. Okay. Greatest poem. Another great poem of the German mother tongue is Rainer Maria Rilke. And there's the poem, translated in both languages. Here you can get this little song if you want to play it right there. Just click on the little speaker phone thing. It'll play the song for you. I guess they'll, also play the audio that comes with it. This is our last example, and we hope that we can give you an understanding that sometimes even German sounds beautiful. with this poem, we would like to close the introductory chapter, like all the poems of Rilke. I don't know why I said Ralk. This is one is full of philosophical ideas, on one side and little nothings on the other, but in principle it expresses something we all know, the never-ending search for something special. Let's see. You wait, expect the one that enriches your life endlessly, the powerful, the mighty, the awakening of the stone's depths towards yourself. In the bookshelf, the tomes in golden and brown doors, you think of lands you crossed, of pictures, of robes, of long-lost women, and suddenly you know that what that was it. You stand up. In front of you stands the fear, the form, and the prayer of the last year. Okay, we stop searching, we can live, we can stop to live, and the content people hopefully have found the beauty in this world. Cool. They just gave me a little poem for kind of no reason, but that was nice of them. Okay, chapter 3. Germanic dialects. The German language has many dialects, like, for example, the Aleman, Bavarian, Swabian, Swiss German, or Saxonian. And how do the different dialects sound, you might ask? Well, we'll give you some examples. Listen to the same poem recited in different dialects. It's by a German poet, Matthias Claudius. That's very... Claudius doesn't sound very German, but who am I to know? Okay. And this is in different dialects, so I'm guessing the Swabian German was the one we listened to up here. Standard German. You just... Ivan, is that... Did you just change your, like, color and everything for the chat? Or is that just me? Have you always been that color? I swear you used to be green. Okay, you did change. You just decided to just randomly change your stuff. There's no reason. No reason. That's fine, I suppose. So I'm just now listening to how all the different dialects are supposed to sound. Oh wow, that's... Saxonian is definitely something. Okay, I get the point they're trying to say. Plattdeutsch? What the hell is Plattdeutsch? Can I hear it? It's not an actual dialect, but a language in its own right. Plattdeutsch is so different from Standard German that you can't call it a dialect anymore. It is spoken in areas in North Germany. Okay. No, for a German, the poem is beautiful in Standard German. The dialects and their own coloration is so strong that even the rhyme is lost. In other circumstances, a dialect can be very beautiful. What we are going to present is the Standard Hochdeutsch. We'd rather not discuss the differences of the dialects and the Standard German, but in general, you can say that the Standard German is accepted as the normative. Okay, that makes sense. The pronunciation of German seems to be not too difficult. A bit more challenging is the German grammar, but we will come to this later. German language has about 48 different sounds, or as the linguists would say, 48 phonemes. We'll just have a look at some that might seem a bit strange to somebody not having German as a mother tongue. Okay, skip. Is this where they're gonna Okay, the sound of the German R is something that is taught often as one of the reasons that the language is so ugly. It is formed in the back of the throat, and one single time the little thing in your palate vibrates. Alright. Strange way to describe it, but sure. Bro is cooked. I am. Ow. What is that? There's something in my cup when I drink something from it that was not supposed to be there. Rot. Risiko. Rose. Hatte. You're red now? I see. I see that very, very plainly. Ivan, don't you worry. I have eyes, you know. If you use the R sound that you are used to, you will be understood as well. This is not a sound that can be misunderstood. Huh, okay. Got it. Pink. Pink is nice. I like pink. Who doesn't like pink? Feeling a little flamboyant, you know? Okay. I do think I will be stopping the learning for now. We've been at this for like an hour and a half. So, I'm gonna return to the chatting screen. And then I'm gonna stop the recording here.